It is time now for Game 1, Lakers, Nuggets. Man, am I excited to talk about this game. And I've gotten over the fact that I lost $300 on a Clippers future. I've gotten over it. They were, how do you say it nicely? They're pansies.
They got whipped.
They got beaten up. They got beaten up 3 straight games, and they don't deserve our attention, and they don't deserve the honor of playing the Lakers in the Western Conference Final when all eyes will be on them. I mean, this Boston-Miami series is excellent, and yes, I was excited to watch the Clippers-Lakers, but they don't deserve it. They don't, so let's never speak of that franchise again. All right? Gas Station 2 said Clippers were a fraud. They sure were. They sure were. Joe Yervich says, are the Lakers breathing a sigh of relief by not having to face the Clippers? What I've seen from the Lakers so far is dominance. So I don't think a team with LeBron James is going to be afraid of anything. This total opened up at 212. I moved on it at 211. It's Bet365 has it at 210.5 right now. Some books have moved it down to 210. The Lakers open up at -6.5. And it is now -7s across the board. Pace-wise, Nuggets had the slowest pace in the 8 seeding games, 97.5 possessions a game. Got slower in the playoffs, 94.26. Lakers' pace was 101.88 possessions a game. Got to the playoffs, and it slowed a little bit, 99.75 possessions a game. So the Nuggets advanced by coming back from a 3-1 deficit. First team in NBA franchise or NBA history to come back from back-to-back 3-1 deficits. Very impressive. Jamal Murray, he's an assassin. He's a gamer. When everything's on the line, you got him and Nikola Jokic, and they step up. And that's a very important thing, a very important quality. Gary Harris has come around. Millsap is hitting big shots and playing strong defense. And they become a very formidable squad. Lakers have Davis and LeBron playing exactly as you would hope they would play. Davis, 27.6 points a game, 10.9 boards. He's shooting 58.6% from the floor. LeBron, 26.6 points, 10.3 boards, 8.8 assists in the playoffs. Both have been excellent. Then you have Rondo getting better as he's come back from his injury, getting better each game. Kuzma hasn't quite stepped up the way some thought he may in the playoffs. Maybe that's still in him. And then Morris has stepped up as well. The reason why I wanted this under is because we know we're going to see more of Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. And we know what happens when they're on the floor, and the pace slows considerably. But we're also going to see adjustments made on the fly. And obviously, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know what adjustments Malone is going to have to make or Vogel's going to have to make. But I do think those adjustments on the fly where the way, Vogel decides when to not use McGee and Howard and to use AD at the 5, how they're going to slow down Jokic, and then LeBron holding the ball and LeBron figuring out game plans with the ball in his hands, taking time. I do think this is all going to take time off the clock, and I'm on the under 211 right now. Steve Priest says, got to go with the Nuggets, Lakers under. Dylan Turner, Lakers under. DJ Big Boss, Nugs first quarter. Being fading Lakers game 1 all playoffs. So the only 2 games they've lost, those first games of the series, they're fresh in everybody's mind. But this time, I just feel a little different. With these guys stuck in the bubble, C-Mac, they're just so focused. I mean, watching LeBron talk, and I don't know if I've ever seen someone as focused ever. C-Mac, take it away. What are your first thoughts? How are you betting it? What moves are you making?
Yeah, the Lakers look locked in. You've been waiting for this kind of to see how they played. Clippers folded. Lakers stepped up. But I love your underlook. I'm on it. And I know it's been a trend. They've lost game 1. But I got to take the Nuggets in the 7 points. To me, it's too many. So I'm on the +7 with the Nuggets. The key to the Nuggets, Jokic will get his is Porter a little bit, and of course Murray. He can't, because he can go in slides where you don't see him. But he's been dominant. Those last 3 games were unreal, just balling out. So as long as he scores 30, the Nuggets got a good shot here. So I'm on the +7 and I'm on the under 211.
Why would you take the full game Nuggets instead of like a first half Nuggets? When we see these teams out of a huge series, they just seem to struggle late.
I don't know. I don't feel that. I mean, I've got beat too many on, first quarters and
my fault,
halves.
sorry, C-Mac, my fault on the Rondo right thumb fracture practice. No, that's old. Where do I have back spasms are back? Okay, there it is. Not right thumb fracture. Back spasms are back. Questionable. I think Rondo's in, man. I don't think Rondo misses it. Sorry, take it away.
I was just saying the last few games, I know it's a different team, but the Nuggets got better in the second half than the first, these last few games. And like I said, it's different. I'll just rather take full game. And I might be taking a shot, but for some reason, they've looked better late for me, and I'd rather just take the full game 7 instead of going first quarter or first half there.
See,
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'd rather have a full game.
The points are nice. And Nicholas giving us Rondo back spasms, LeBron sore groin. Von Polo says, if anything, the Denver Nuggets start slow and they pick up the pace towards the end of the game. I don't see after that tough of a series, I would want them early when it's possible that the Lakers have a little bit of rust. I mean, we saw that with the Celtics Heat game 1 where the Celtics were all over them early. I'm not on the Lakers here, but if I had a free play on the side, I think I would be on the Lakers here.
Okay.
I think I would be. Johnny K says they're going to be ready. Shane Schwader, Kyle Kuzma, 10.5 points over. Like it a lot. There's no prop bets for Rondo. Yeah, they won't put a prop bet if he's questionable. No, they never put the questionable players up. Let's talk about this player prop situation here, C-Mac. You like the Nuggets plus the points. Is there any players that you're looking at in the prop market? We have Jokic at 22.5, heavily juiced to the over -140. With Jamal Murray 24.5, juiced to the under. And Dennis made a very sharp point about Jokic that only averaged 16 points against Lakers during the regular season. Unlike the Clippers, Lakers have bodies to throw at Jokic, including a couple Defensive Player of the Years. Is there any player you're looking at here?
Well, if I'm on the Nuggets, I would be on Jamal Murray player prop. I mean, he's like I said, he's got to score 30 at least for them to be in the ballgame. If he goes off and has a bad game, Lakers will win easy. So if I correlate, that's what I rolled. I'm not going to take the prop because, like I said, I'm not a huge prop guy, and because I hate going at like a game and screaming for Danny Green to hit a 3. Come on.
Yeah, it's
I remember my brother like, come on, Horace Grant, at the end of his career with the Lakers. And I was like 15. He's just like, come on, Horace. I'm like, God, he's got all this money on Horace Grant to score 4 points in the finals. And I'm like, so props just, I pick and choose. That would be my correlation. He's got to score over 25, right, tonight?
Well, it's just to the under. Ado says, who's going to guard and slow down Murray? No one. And then I guess the back spasm issues for Rondo become that much more important. If Rondo's not out there, who is going to slow down Murray? Dutch Boy Fresh says Monte Morris. Jive Man says Rondo plays decent defense. He plays great defense if he's healthy.
Yeah.
Dylan Turner on Jokic under points and assists and rebounds tonight. Jokic coming off 16 points, 22 boards, and 13 assists when the Montrezl Harrell could do nothing to slow him down. Wow. Shane Schwader talking about uncut gems. Yeah, at least he's not betting on the. I still want to watch that over and over and over again. Yeah, it's tough. The player props are tough. Player props are tough, and they've hurt me in the bubble. Shooting percentages have gone up. I like this under. Under 211 is my best look on this game. But I do think that the Lakers are just locked in right now. Nuggets +7. You're also moving on the under as well, C-Mac?
Yeah. Both.
Brandon Lugo says Jokic will need to stay out of foul trouble. Very, very important. All right, there you go. And then can we get a look ahead on how you're betting if you have a plan on Heat-Celtics tomorrow?
I don't. I'm like, Celtics got to win. That'd be my look. But I just love how the Heat have been playing, you know? What do you think? I mean, it's kind of tough to take the Celtics, but they have to. I heard they were arguing in the locker room after the game, and Marcus Smart, so I don't know if they're the team to take, but so I'm torn there.
I think Don Corleone asking if anyone has any international basketball looks. I don't. I would want the Celtics first quarter, but I don't want -1.5. And then you're right. I do probably need to dig a little deeper into the whatever happened in the locker room afterwards. Shane Schwader saying Heat all day. Jimmy, they made me so much money. Bet till they lose. You know who else they made so much money for is Dennis Garcia, taking a money line every game. That Buck series was very good to Dennis. Dennis says, I haven't found a reason to bet against Miami, so Miami money line again. Vincent Gigante on Heat +3.